Okay, one correction to my Resident Evil Revelations 2 review. Moira does pick up a gun. It's not during the story itself, it's afterwards during one of the extra chapters. So I guess technically she does pick up a gun. It still means a whole hell of a lot of nothing, in my opinion, on account of she doesn't pick up the damn gun in order to get her and Claire off the island to help kill hideous monsters, at a useful point in time when you should be picking up a gun. Come on. Alright, so I'm going to be talking about HD releases today, and the re-releases and re-releases of games. Now, I'm kind of two minds on this. I'm kind of split. While I love playing HD re-releases, I do think that some are just cash grabs, and I think the developer's time would be better spent on making new games rather than rehashing something old. I think the HD re-release of DMC Devil May Cry is a good example of that whole cash grab thing, simply because people didn't really want an HD re-release because it wasn't a super popular game. A lot of people felt it betrayed the original nature of DMC. They didn't like the new Dante. I personally liked it. I bought it. I enjoyed it. I have the HD re-release. And yes, it included the DLC, which was nice, and they tweaked the gameplay and brought it up to 1080p, but who really cares if it's a game that nobody was looking for? Now, I do think there are some HD re-releases that are totally warranted, such as really good games, like the newest Tomb Raider. They then did the definitive edition on the Xbox One and PS4, and I think that was good. I think it deserved it. It needed the extra boost in cash. I mean, even with the re-release, it only now hit 8.5 million copies. That's way too low for a game that good. It kind of drives me nuts. Another example of when I think it's okay to do an HD re-release would be in the case of like the Borderlands Handsome Collection, specifically the pre-sequel, because that was a game that was released in that awkward phase between the Xbox 360 PS3 generation and the Xbox One PS4 generation. So a game like that, I think a lot of people ended up skipping over simply because they were selling their old consoles to get new consoles. I think Square Enix is doing it right with the 10-10-2 bundle, because the original HD re-release of that came out on the PS3, and it came out in that awkward phase once more where people are hawking their old consoles for the new consoles. So them releasing it on the PS4 is a good thing for them. I think Square Enix is doing their HD re-releases right, because if you look at Kingdom Hearts 1.5 and 2.5, as well as the Final Fantasy X 10-2 re-release, they include new content. And by new content, I mean they put the international version of the games in there, which has new cutscenes, new leveling systems, new bosses, stuff like that, that actually makes rebuying the game worth the money. Now, re-releases within the same generation, those bother me simply because it's bullshit, generally. It's just more cash grab off the same game rather than taking the time to make something new. The best examples I have of that would be Dead or Alive 5 and Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4, while people loved it, I was never a huge fan. I'm crap at Street Fighter, always have been, always will be. It got 3 fucking re-releases. That's stupid. It didn't warrant them. The content they were adding was stuff that should have been added as DLC, while Capcom claimed they couldn't fit them in as DLC. Dead or Alive 5 did the same thing, where you had Dead or Alive 5, and then you had Dead or Alive 5 Ultimate, both on the Xbox 360 and PS3, and that's just stupid. You didn't need that. Now you have the HD re-release of them on the Xbox One and PS4, and that I'm more okay with. But anything that they added in Ultimate could have been done through DLC again. It's just a cash grab. It's a trick to get you to buy the game all over again, and that I'm just not down with. If a company is going to re-release its game within the same generation, there's one way to do it, and Gearbox did it right with Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2. They re-released both those games, one apiece, with all the DLC included. The wrong way of doing it is going, here's your game. A year later, here's your game with some stuff that should be DLC. And then a year later, here's a re-release of that game with more stuff that should have just been DLC. I'm not down with that. That's not okay. We're in the era where you can download stuff rather than have to buy a fresh copy. At the end of the day, when it comes to HD re-releases, there's a right way of doing it and there's a very wrong way of doing it. And I personally think at this point in time, Capcom seems to be the champion of doing the wrong re-release. And I think they're going to prove me right with the Resident Evil franchise. I'm guessing we're going to be seeing HD re-releases of most of the classic Resident Evil games at this point, since they've already done a re-release of Resident Evil 1. Capcom, if you're going to do some HD re-releases of the Resident Evil franchise, I've got ideas. Get in touch with me. We'll sort this out. Sorry, got distracted there. Alright, let's wrap this up. There's a right way of doing it, there's a wrong way of doing it. The wrong way being re-releasing a game within the same generation with crap that should be DLC. The right way of doing it, giving us some fresh content, and re-releasing it with better graphics, cleaner lines, on the next generation of consoles. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to tell me what you think about HD re-releases in the comments below, and if you like what I'm doing, like or subscribe. Have a good one.